How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another One Up FBA video here on YouTube. In this video, I want to kind of take a step back and set some realistic expectations for new wholesale sellers on Amazon. So first and foremost is this idea of building a relationship with the supplier. You probably hear this term thrown around constantly in videos online. Build a relationship, build this relationship, and you get these discounts. And so as a new seller, what does that actually look like? And I'm just speaking from my personal experience in the past 6+ years of doing wholesale on Amazon. In my personal opinion, building a relationship is more so your relationship with the sales rep you work with from the company you're buying from. And one of the most important things to remember is building a relationship with another person has to organically take time. And the best way I can explain this is think of anybody in your life, a family member, your closest friend, right? It probably wasn't a week of time before they became a valuable part of your life, and in this sense, a valuable asset to your business. So what does building that relationship actually look like? Consistently placing purchase orders with that supplier. And there's a few factors here. The whole goal with wholesale is to build a relationship with your sales rep to where they value your business and you value the product selection and access to product and their ability to negotiate with you, which then is going to make your business more money. When you are a brand new customer opening a wholesale account, you don't know them and they don't really know you, and you're just kind of testing the waters. And that's why these suppliers have a minimum order quantity. They're basically saying, hey, we'll let you in, but you gotta spend at least this much just to get the ball rolling. That's how I like to look at a minimum order quantity from a supplier, maybe $1,000 or $2,500. The main takeaway here is these business relationships take time. Every time your money circles in the business and you place another purchase order and another purchase order, think of what that looks like at the 6-month mark or the 12-month or even the 3 to 5 year mark, right? Where you're looking back on past transactions saying, hey, for the year of 2023, we spent $500,000 with you. Our goal this year is to hit $1 million in spend, right? And when you have the leverage of the amount of money you've spent with that company, that's where you're in a position to really start negotiating with that supplier. And it doesn't have to be $500,000 of purchase orders. You're starting to become a customer that keeps circling back. They keep hearing from. And what you'll find is it becomes very personal with the sales rep. It's almost like getting your sales rep to kind of loosen up a little bit. Let's say the sales rep's name is John. When your business gets to the point where you hop on the phone, you say, hey John, it's Mike. Got a quick question. Do you have a second to look over this product? I think you guys are pretty close on the pricing. Can you help me out a little bit? The goal is to get to that point and have a real world relationship with the person that makes your business money, which is your sales rep, the individual that can get you better pricing on your product, that can help you with pricing tiered discounts or volume incentives, or bring products in on a special order, which is when the supplier gets a product specifically for your business in the quantity that you need, right? All these factors revolve around building that relationship, and that's really what that is. So when you hear, oh, you got to build a relationship with the supplier, you're not really building a relationship necessarily with the supplier other than them looking at the financial statements of how much you spent in a certain time frame. It's building a relationship with the rep that helps you get access to what your business needs and the prices that are closer to your target price. And just kind of like a pro tip, another great way is ask your suppliers if they're gonna be at any trade shows this year. Like deliberately make an effort to go to those shows, go up to the booth, shake hands with your sales rep, talk to them in person, be personable. I always like to say this is almost a people's business before it's a product business. The product and the good pricing comes when you have somebody there to help you that wants your business to grow as much as you do, right? They wanna make money on their product. You're helping the supplier grow. They wanna help you grow. So it's kind of this like yin and yang back and forth of getting to good pricing. And that's the idea of building the relationship. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is realistically, what do the profit margins look like in the wholesale business? In a wholesale business, if you are running a 10% net profit margin in your business, right? If you did 100,000 in sales, and after all your expenses, your cost of goods, your subscriptions, after everything is said and done, your prep, your logistics. If you're running a 10% profit margin on that, that's very good. And I feel like there's not a ton of clarity on this. So I wanted to put some realistic numbers right here on screen. I just took a date range from earlier from last year, just January to looks like June 30th. So we did 1.5 million in sales. And if you could see right here, maybe I'll try to zoom into it, but 12.99% gross profit margin and a 33.17% ROI. This is with all my cost of goods factored in. Now, this is gross, right? I operate my own warehouse, so I have overhead. I have employee costs, insurance, logistics, prep to be factored in. There's a lot of other expenses, but when everything is said and done, we sit right around 10% profit margin. Now, in the early stages of business, I wasn't making quite as much profit because these suppliers didn't have me on pricing tier discounts. I didn't really have my go-to companies yet. I was just trying to buy some product and flip it on Amazon and start to build a little bit of rapport with a sales rep. Now, kind of shifting gears here, I know a lot of people are retail and online arbitrage sellers. And if you want to scale your catalog with the wholesale business model and start having replenishable products for your business, it is going to take time to make that transition. It's not something that is going to happen overnight. It's not something that's going to happen in a matter of weeks. We got a lot of online arbitrage sellers joining our wholesale program, and what I see is your time, effort, and energy have to shift focus when you want to go heavy with wholesale. And oftentimes you're going to see a little bit of a dip in your sales volume from your online arbitrage products, because essentially what you are doing is switching from sourcing product and spending money on that avenue of selling on Amazon and shifting over to wholesale. This is not an overnight process because you're completely changing the dynamic of your business, where you source product, who you buy the product from. More than likely the volume is going to change, right? You're probably producing significantly more units at a little bit lower margin than your item by item flips, right? We're looking for how long can we carry a product in our catalog, right? We're willing to take a little lower margin for the consistency of being able to always have access to the product, the ability to reorder. And what you'll find is a lot of wholesale listings have less competition than 60, 80, 100 sellers that come onto an online arbitrage listing. I guess some people call the price tankers, right? But needless to say, the transition does take some time. All of your focus should really be going to landing more accounts, starting to build those relationships, placing more purchase orders, doing product research, maybe getting a virtual assistant to help you with lead generation and going through these big supplier catalogs and lists. So let's talk about realistically how much capital is required for the wholesale business. And this is where I wanted to bring up one critical thing I do not hear enough people talking about, and it's the cycle of your cash, like your cash flow cycle. I'm actually gonna put this up on the screen and make you guys a visual. So in the first corner, you have spending money on product. In the second corner, you're gonna have product at a prep center, right? Being produced, or product that is on the way to Amazon, right? That's another way your money is locked up. Heading to Amazon, going to the Amazon fulfillment center. In the bottom corner here, we see product that is actively selling and dropping into your Amazon balance. And then obviously we have to wait for the balance to grow, and then you will have your disbursement directly from Amazon. But these are all things you need to consider, because a lot of people will look and say, I got $20,000, I want to consistently generate $40,000 to $50,000 per month. $20,000 is not enough capital to consistently generate $40,000 to $50,000 on a monthly basis. When you really break it down and do the math, the amount of sales you want to produce consistently, month over month over month, is really about the amount of capital you need to have access to, right? Because with consistency, you have to always be shipping and sending product to Amazon, and having product produced by yourself or by a prep center, there's gonna be money held up in your balance, and there's also money locked up into inventory that is actively selling on your Amazon store and then going into your balance or your reserve. And in my example of like trying to do 50,000 in sales per month with only wholesale, you could think of it this way. You might have $15,000 to $20,000 in product at Amazon but then you just placed a $10,000 purchase order, and then you have $10,000 coming back to you in your bank. And that 20K of inventory that's constantly in stock will go and generate 40 to 50,000 in sales. Like, now is the time to spend the 10 grand on product. You have 10 grand locked up in your balance, dropping into your bank account, and you have $20,000 of product actively selling at Amazon. So when you really add that up, it's $40 to $50,000 to consistently generate $50,000 in sales. So could you hit a $50,000 month by buying $20,000 of product and it all sells out within a month? Theoretically, yes. But the next month you're gonna see a big dip before your next, influx of all your product going into Amazon. So I realized this video was like a bunch of different topics. I wanna kind of make it a little more laid back, roughly set the tone of wholesale for those that are interested. If you need step-by-step help with this, I've been in the wholesale game about 6 years. I'd love to help you. We've had over 250 members join our wholesale community, and I can work one-on-one with you. You can join our group sessions. If that interests you, check out the link below. We can hop on a call, and I will see you guys in the next upload.